joining me tonight. We have Cheryl Lee from Atlanta, Georgia here with us. She's wonderful. She has been working in real estate for 4 years, holding her license, which is awesome, but before that, her passion was investing. So I don't know if you're new or returning members. I do see a handful of my friendly clients and faces on here, so hello to you. Please go ahead. This is a interactive webinar, so go ahead and type your questions like you usually do, but if it's your first webinar with us, note that there is a place that you can do questions and chat with me throughout. I'll answer questions, and we'll also answer Q&A at the end. So Cheryl has been doing real estate for herself for about 10 years. So it's really awesome to do investments with people that know how to buy them themselves, right? So we've worked with this team out here, Georgia Residential Partners, for 5+ years now. We have a great track record with them, sold dozens of homes. Actually, Scott, that works here, his brother bought a property. One of my good friends bought a property in Atlanta, Georgia. So, I mean, this is a near and dear area for me to sell in because I know that the homes are going to do well. So what I do here as a real estate advisor is I'll work with you to help you set your criteria and find the right property, set you up with the correct vendors so that I can turn you over to Cheryl and you guys can go straight into figuring out which neighborhood you want to buy in Atlanta, Georgia, if this is the right fit. After you see this presentation, you'll know that this is right for you or not. So go ahead, keep those questions flowing. I work with brand new investors, seasoned investors, first or ninth property, whichever it is. So I look forward to having you guys enjoy this presentation. I'm going to have Cheryl come on and take the show away. Cheryl, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right.
Awesome. Well, everyone, thanks for joining us. And I just want to say that I'm your Marshall Reddick Atlanta rep, and I work with Georgia Residential Partners. And Georgia Residential Partners enjoys working with Marshall Reddick since their advisors are great at giving good advice on investments, and the members in the network receive great education. And that gives confidence to all of us that you will make good decisions and have a great investing experience. So to get started, explaining a little bit about us, this is a little picture of the Atlanta skyline at dusk, and then outline of what we're going to go over. I'm going to explain a little bit about Georgia Residential Partners so you have a feel about our company. Also, the Atlanta market overview, just so you know what area you're going to be in, what turnkey investing pertains to, and then also the highlight of tonight, the available properties for Marshall Reddick and members. Georgia Residential Partners was started in 2005 by Ken. Ken is the owner. He started it, and then in 2008, he started doing turnkey investing, and actually his Georgia Residential Partners doing turnkey was very successful throughout the downturn of the markets when everything crashed. So we've got Ken as the owner, we've got Dave as general manager, Mike Williams is the sales manager, Catherine Woods is the broker of the real estate part. I am the Marshall Reddick representative, and then we have Stacy Davis. She's the one who placed tenants in your property. And we have Jessica as the office manager, and Janelle is part of acquisitions. We focus on single-family detached properties because that's where demand keeps increasing, so we can find more properties for that. Here's just a little snapshot of our team, and here's Ken back here. This is a beautiful day in Georgia, where our office is located. And then here I am. It's nice to meet you. If you need any information, just contact Tanya, and then we'll all get in touch with, once I start working with you, here's my information here. So investing, it's all about location, right? Well, not all about it, but it's also about timing in the local market. You need the strength of the economy to back it up, and also have a solid team in place, which is what Georgia Residential Partners provides. Also, here in Atlanta, we have long-term viability from exceptional quality of life. We have mild temperature climates. Sometimes when the seasons change. We had snow last week, and today it was 75 degrees. But we also have natural beauty. We have medical facilities. The CDC is actually located here. We have lots of sports and cultural activities. We have over 90 accredited colleges, universities, and technical schools. And we have a very low cost of living. A lot of people joke that Atlanta is kind of like flypaper. A lot of people come, and they don't end up leaving. So some things you know about Atlanta, we have the Olympics here, Braves, Falcons. Actually, currently the Hawks are top of the East Division. Atlanta has all the major sports and entertainment and corporations as other big cities, but we still have a small town feel and small town prices. Some things you may not know about Atlanta is we have the home of the busiest airport in the world, and also we have a lot of major corporations. As you can see, it says we're tied third for most concentrated Fortune 500 companies and headquarters. We also have AT&T that's located, Prime America, and Mercedes said that they're just moving about 30 minutes north of Atlanta. So within the next year, Mercedes headquarters will be located here. We also have a good quality of life. Right, this picture here is the North Georgia Mountains, which starts the Appalachian Trail and extends all the way to Maine. Here's a picture of the Chattahoochee River. It's one of the largest rivers east of the Mississippi, and these two are located about an hour away from downtown Atlanta. And then here's the coast. This is the east shoreline on the Atlantic coast. And to get to the coast or to get to the Florida Panhandle from downtown Atlanta is about 6 hours. So it's not too far to get out of the city. Here we also, if anybody likes to play golf, we have the Augusta Masters. This is located about 2 hours from Atlanta. We have any NASCAR fans or race car fans out there. We have the Atlanta Motor Speedway. And we also, Atlanta hosts the Final Four every few years, and we also host the SEC Championships. We also have cultural opportunities. This is the High Museum of Arts. We have the Fox Theater, which does Broadway-like plays and operas. We have lots of cultural entertainment. And we have the largest indoor aquarium. We have the World of Coke. You can come visit and try Coke out from all over the world. Some of it is good and some of it isn't so good. But we also have the CNN Center. And so our education, as I stated, there's 90 different universities and schools here. Our Georgia Lottery actually provides financial aid for colleges through a scholarship program called the HOPE Scholarship Program, and that's what our lottery goes towards. Also, the Georgia Tech Yellow, or the Georgia Tech, it was rated through Wall Street Journal as one of the top educational value schools in the country. So that's something good to know. Cost of living in Atlanta, to buy a 3-bedroom, or for a 3-bedroom to rent in downtown Atlanta is $1,255, and that's versus 1 month in LA for $2,158. And then also, as of 2014, Atlanta was the most cost-friendly business location among large U.S. cities. So a lot of businesses are moving here because of that. If you compare our salary, $50,000 in Atlanta is comparable to many different of these big cities, $106,000 in New York City, $82,000 in San Francisco. As you can see here, basically, your dollars go farther in Atlanta. We have a lower cost of living here. Job growth, as the first quarter of 2015 of this year expects job increase of up to 17% per the Manpower Employment Outlook survey. So that's good to know that we're going to be increasing that much. And then also economic drivers. As you can see, it's job creation, population growth, transportation hub, business-friendly environment, and diverse economic base. Transportation and distribution, we have, like we said, we have the largest airport. And then also here, Georgia has 2 deep water ports. Number 2 ranked nationally for exports. Actually, Savannah, which is only 4 hours from Atlanta, it is the 4th busiest port in the country. So we have lots of, importing, exporting, and just lots of people coming in and out. And then our economic diversity, movie industry. I don't know if you noticed, a lot of movies have been filmed here. We have 2 big movie companies about an hour south of Atlanta now, and lots of tax breaks. Actually, 75% of the Fortune 1000 companies have a presence in Atlanta now, and that's good to know. This chart, this graph is really interesting. As you can tell, it's almost equal all the way around. But if you think about this graph would look like for Detroit, because Detroit only relied on one type of industry, and that was the auto industry. Imagine how one-sided Detroit Detroit graph would have been versus this graph. It's almost spread out, all across, which is very good. And then our home prices are very well below replacement costs. Currently in our area, trends have been on a steep incline upward for new homes, and this indicates an upward swing of the real estate market. And as you can see, for an average cost for a used home, if you buy one of these used homes for this much, if you ended up needing to replace that home, the price jumps substantially. It's, our used home prices are much lower than replacement costs, which is great. And then here, why invest now in Atlanta? Well, this slide was from Forbes for 2013. It stated that 26% growth for an equilibrium in real estate in 3 years. Well, within the 1 year, the Case-Shiller Index shows a 5% growth. So what this means is Atlanta still has 21% more growth opportunity. So there's so much more to come here. And also in fourth quarter of last year, the median home price was $157,700, which was an increase of 10.7%. And we sell our houses below the median price that are affordable, but also high on cash flow. So that's great to know too. Here, this slide, it just shows we've had a lot of closings. Closings are high, inventory is low, so it means we're in a seller's market. And we are currently 5 months of inventory. 6 to 7 months is about normal to consider that it's a balanced real estate market. But we currently have 5 months of inventory, which means we're still in a seller's market. And then here, Atlanta's on the rise again. So back in the downturn, Atlanta was not in a bubble market. We were actually in a constant appreciation market. And as you can see here, we had single-digit growth over a decade because of a strong economy. But unfortunately, we did end up crashing when the bubble crashed. And but the market is rebounding, and we still have time to grow. And like I said, the market is coming back up, and it's a great time to invest. Interest rates, average 30-year mortgage interest rates, we still have historically low rates if you need to get a loan. And rental rates. This chart is based on a modest community east of Atlanta in DeKalb County. And look at the rates here. The rental rates are starting to move upward. All right, job growth. Atlanta is one of the top growing markets in the country for new jobs, so that's always good. We always have more people moving here. And if you put all that together, it is a perfect storm. Prices in Atlanta hit bottom, 26% expected market growth. Prices are still well below replacement costs. Interest rates are still at a historical low, and rents are increasing. But prices are starting to increase as the market goes up. Interest rates are expected to rise, and foreclosures have dried up. We are currently at a 12-year low for foreclosures. So this is where Georgia Residential Partners comes in with turnkey investing, because Georgia Residential Partners, we acquire amidst intense competition. We do a lot of mass marketing, and direct mailing. So used to, you could buy properties from foreclosures or from HUD, which are bank-owned properties. And now that's not really the case. Everything's dried up in that aspect. So we do a lot of direct mailing and you know, basically find the properties any other way possible to acquire them. We renovate, so the property condition is not a risk to you when you buy it. We absorb any carrying costs, interest, insurance, utilities, and taxes. We also, when we place the tenants, we save you the lease-up fees for a quicker cash flow. And we network to assemble a team of experts to care for your investments. On that note, we have a property management partner, Meridian Management Group, and they are a right-sized property manager. They can handle anything we throw at them. They are capacity to handle growth, so if we have more properties and more investors, if you want to buy a bunch here in Atlanta, they can handle all of our properties. They have an on-staff handyman, an HVAC, plumbing, electricity. The on-staff handyman actually saves money to reduce costs on maintenance and turnover. And we have a dedicated point of contact, Victor Sams. And we also have a dedicated leasing agent, Stacy Davis. She's the one who finds the tenants and puts them in the property. And right now they average about 50 properties that they manage. And we at Georgia Residential Partners, we meet with Meridian on a weekly basis to make sure your investment is in good hands. And what sets us apart is we know where and how to find all the best values. With all of us collectively, we have over 33 years experience. We know where to buy. We know where the not so good areas to buy. Actually, it says we've done over 350 transactions, and Georgia Residential Partners have actually done a little bit more than that now. And like you know, we said we have quality property management, volume of houses, economies of scale. We have all of the teams in place. We have everybody. And also on all the properties that you would buy, we have a 1-year warranty on all work performed. So if anything happens within that first year, we'll come out and make sure that it gets taken care of. All right, so let's look at some of the rehabs on all of our properties, not just these, but on all of our type of properties. We have electrical, plumbing, HVAC, which is your heat and air. It's all maintained and or replaced, depending on what condition it's in. We have carpet replaced, we have it repainted, and any exterior repairs needed will be taken care of. So this picture here shows a B-level property. So as you can tell from the first picture to the second picture, we replaced the lights. The countertops have been replaced. We put in white appliances. We refaced the cabinets. And the floor was able to be saved. So we didn't do anything to this floor, but it was able to be saved. So we did a little bit here. It was a B-level property, and it looks much better than what it was. This picture here shows an A-level. So as you can see, we put in can lighting. We put in upgraded countertops than the previous one. We put in black appliances and new flooring, new vinyl flooring in this one. We determine what we do to each property on the level of property it is and then what else it needs to make it in better condition. All right, so property locations. Anywhere that is around Marietta, kind of north of Atlanta, north and east of Atlanta, this area here is we buy, it's a little bit higher end area, so it's a higher income level, you know, more richer class areas. It's just a higher income. We will buy in these areas, but we will buy bottom of that market. So we'll buy bottom of the market in the higher income areas, so that way we have better cash flow and not getting too over the top. And then the classic rent, we also buy in the classic rental areas, which is down here south, 285, anything inside 285 is considered inside the perimeter. And we'll buy a few in there, but not really like right in downtown Atlanta, but right on the outskirts. So here south of 285 and a little bit east, these are the classic rental areas. So we like to buy in there because the rent rates are stable, they go quick. And then these other two properties that we're looking at, these are outside the metro in rural areas. And these areas, you can buy a newer home and make cash flow easier on the newer home because of slower appreciation. So usually in these higher income areas, we're buying bottom of the market, we buy a little bit older homes, but they keep their value. In these rural areas, we normally get newer homes, and since the appreciation is slower, we're able to get a newer home and be able to keep the cash flow. All right. So now the highlight, we are going to go over actually we have a few of these properties for y'all to view. So we have Country Cottage, and this one is in Carrollton. This is in one of the in the rural areas. And Country Cottage had about $18,000 in rehab. It is a single-family residence. It has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It's a little typical split level. It's got 2-car garage. As you can tell from the picture, we have lots of trees, so it's nice and shaded, which helps, during the summertime. This one was built in '99, and this one's rented. It has a performing asset. It has a tenant in there, and it is, it says, as it says here, split level home. It's a great investment. So the purchase price is $89,900, and down payment says rehab costs. The reason why this is 0 is because we have already done the rehab, so nothing is needed right now. The rent is $850, and your monthly income, with the deductions out, monthly income that goes to you is $333 a month. So that goes in your pocket. Now, Marshall and Reddick has very conservative numbers, which is good. You always want conservative numbers because you don't want to underestimate anything. You want to, anytime when it comes to real estate, you want to overestimate if need be, but they have very conservative numbers. And here it shows that it's $333 is what you would make every month, and then with their numbers projected, the minimum you would make is $116. But just know these are conservative numbers. But with a 15-year projected profit, you're going to make $69,000 in 15 years on this property. And then also with the REI, dyslexia is kicking in, the ROI is 16.99%. 17% is wonderful. And the REI includes your cash flow. It also includes your principal pay down and also 3% appreciation, which is also, the 3% appreciation is very conservative, as shown before with the way the market, moves. You want to be conservative also in appreciation, which it could be more, it could appreciate more than that, which is great, but 3% is very conservative. So here, as you can see, $69,000 is your 15-year projected profit, and your ROI is for 15 years is 17%, which is phenomenal. All right, so let's look at our next property. All right, Nicole Circle. Now, Nicole is one of our newer properties. So, unfortunately, this is our pre-rehab picture. This property is in the final stages of rehab, and I just nobody sent me a picture yet. So, our handyman was out all day today and working on properties, and so I was not able to get a cleaner photo, a newer photo on this one. But as you can see, it's similar to the other one. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, renovations in process, has brick accents. Says here it has hardwoods, which is great. And this one has a fenced-in yard, which is always good when people have families they want, or pets, they would like fenced-in yard, and they ask for that. This property is located in Rockmart, which is another one of the rural areas on the map I showed you. It's very convenient to 278 and 113. Those are 2 Georgia highways that are very accessible to other cities. So they're very good that this property is in the rural, so you can have that good country feel, but also be close to a Georgia highway and get to the city quickly.
Hey, well, I was wondering, if you could go back those 2 slides to the map so we can show them those highways now that it's relative, and show them where these are in the numbers.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah. Number 1 is actually, it says here it's near 113. And yeah, Georgia Highway 113 is here, and it goes all the way up, and then 278. 278 is actually really important. That one can take you, like it shows here, it takes you to Interstate 20, and Interstate 20 is right where the Atlanta airport and everything is. And so you can get to the cities quicker. Dallas is a good-sized city. A lot is located in Dallas, and lots of job growth and jobs and such. Dallas is much bigger than Rockmart. And then Carrollton actually has 3 universities located there, 3 major schools. And so Carrollton is a great place because a lot of people want to be out there because of schools and for employment. So as you can see, 113 is all along here, and that takes you north and south. And then 278. Our numbers, any numbers that are odd, go north and south, and any numbers that are even go east and west. So considering that these are really close to these, interstates and highways, or Georgia highways, then they're located very well, even though they are rural and outside the city.
So what's really funny is all the time my clients, they look at these maps, and we're here in like Los Angeles or San Francisco, San Diego area, where it looks like that's a humongous distance, and they have no idea about traffic and how long it would take to get from Carrollton to Atlanta and from those areas to there, and they're always surprised when I say usually 20, 30, 45 minutes max, and that's with traffic. Can you correct me if I'm wrong and let me know what those distances are for this map?
Yes, actually, yeah, Douglasville is exactly 30 minutes to Atlanta on 20. So Carrollton is probably going to be 45 minutes, maybe an hour with traffic, just because it is off the major interstate, but it's right here off the Georgia Highway. So the Georgia Highway 13 is a 2-lane, and then our Interstate 20 is a 6-lane, I believe, in this area. I believe it's a 6-lane over here. So so you got to consider a 2-lane with traffic. So it's probably Carrollton's about an hour from Atlanta, and then Rockmart 278 is a 5-lane. And so Rockmart is about an hour to Atlanta also with traffic. So yeah, I mean, even though it looks like it's so much further, because Marietta is only 30 minutes, and number 4, Waterside, that one's only about 30 minutes, and then number 3 is about maybe even 20 minutes for these. So, but yeah, you're right. I mean, they look like it's so far, but in an hour, it depends on traffic. But I mean, right now, Atlanta commuters, I have a couple friends, and they're driving 2 to 3 hours one way to get to work every day, which is crazy, but that's what we do in Atlanta.
That's right.
Yeah. So awesome. So here, going back to Nicole and Rockmart, which is about an hour with traffic from Atlanta and convenient to, like I said, to Georgia highways. It has good schools, and renovation costs are included. Nicole had about is having about $16,000 in rehab. It is currently being rehabbed, and we have had a couple of applications, and today they were, Georgia Residential Partners was accepting an applicant. So this will have a new tenant in there anytime now, probably within a week or as soon as rehabbing is done. So this, like I said, this is the before picture. As soon as I get an updated picture, I will send that to Tanya so this can be updated. But one thing about this house that is really unique and nice is the metal roof. I don't know if y'all have metal roofs out in California, but Metal roofs it's something in rural areas. It's good. It's country. A lot of country people put metal roofs in little cabins, and cabins in the woods have metal roofs. Metal roofs are wonderful. They're long-lasting. They have virtually no maintenance, and it's beautiful sounding when it rains, if you like that sort of thing. But metal roofs is a big deal, and like I said, virtually no maintenance and long-lasting. All right, so the numbers on this Nicole property is $85,000, and rent. Like I said, we have applicants, and any day now, it will be rented for $850, and so your monthly income on this one will be $325. And again, we have our conservative estimated values, estimated percentage for any type of maintenance or anything else needed, vacancy, maintenance, and the leasing fee. And so your cash flow will be $90. Most likely be more than that, but just in case, to be conservative, it will be less. We'll keep it at this. Keep it at this number, 90, because again, it's our conservative number. But you will make the $325, and then in 15 years, projected profit is $56,250. And then your 15-year ROI is 14.58%. Again, the ROI includes cash flow, your principal pay down, and a 3% appreciation, which, again, is conservative. All right, so on our third property, this is a cute little, looks like a cute little cottage. This one also is rented. It's a little single family. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's rented for $950. It is located in College Park, which is right outside of Atlanta, and it says here it has a large deck for entertaining. It has wood flooring and a fireplace, and this one is close to shopping areas in I-85 and strong markets for cash flow. All right, so I-85, that is a major interstate. So this is number 3. So this one's south of Atlanta, but it's right off this Interstate 85. And 85 goes all the way to Alabama and will take you all the way to the beach. So if you wanted to go, we call it Lower Alabama, LA, to be silly, and say, oh, we're visiting LA, and we go down 85. But yeah, so so our winter side is located near I-85, which makes it really close. I mean, like I said, you could be 20, maybe 30 minutes of traffic to downtown Atlanta, and if you needed to get to north of Atlanta or whichever, it's really quick. All right, so winter side, like I said, it's a cute little house. This one is for sale for $85. Again, rented. This one is rented for $950, and so we have it rented for $950, and your monthly income on this one will be $450. And then with the projected maintenance, vacancy, and leasing fees, the very conservative projected amounts, you would pocket $159. So about $160. You pocket $160, and again, that's conservative. Most likely you'll make more than that. And then your 15-year projected profit is $68,000. And your ROI is 17%, actually more than 17%. And again, ROI includes your cash flow, principal pay down, and 3% appreciation. So this one is a cute little house. And we have projected rehab for $7,000 on this one. This one didn't need much, and it's one of the higher rented ones for the price. So this one's a really good, and it's a little cute house. So it's got a little style, a little character to it. All right, so our last one that we have is Fairway Circle. This one is in Atlanta, and not necessarily downtown Atlanta, but it has the Atlanta mailing address. And it is a 3 2.5 bath. And it says this one actually is done with its rehab. It had $26,000 in rehab, and it got a new tenant as of February 1st. So this one, oops, sorry about that. So this one has a new tenant in there. So it's got a brand new tenant for 1-year lease, and which is great. So that way, you know, there's not going to be turnaround anytime soon. Again, I mean, cute little house. It's got a rehab. As you can tell, it's a little shaded lot. It's got some trees, so that's good for the summertime. And on this one, the purchase price is $74,900. Rehab, as we said, is $26,000. It's already gone. It's already been underway, so we need to update this one. But we have a tenant in there for $850. They are paying $850, and again, this is, you know, they've only been in there for a month as of February 1st. So monthly income on this one is $406. Projected numbers in there, the estimated numbers, and you will walk away with $146 conservatively, but you will actually get the check of $406. And then your 15-year projected profit is $61,500, and this one has an 18% ROI after 15 years. So again, this little cute house is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and had lots of rehab, and check out the website for all the good interior pictures. Purchase price is $74,900. Rented, it is rented, has a current tenant in there for $850. Monthly income is $406, and your 15-year projected profit is $61,000. So these are the 4 properties that we have handpicked for y'all tonight, and we have more coming. But yeah, so let us know if you're interested in any of those.
Yeah, you guys, actually what it really helps, since there's so many of you on this webinar, is in that chat box, go ahead and say you liked property 1, property 2, property 3, or property 4, or all of them. If you just go ahead and send that in the chat box to me, that would be extremely helpful, and Cheryl. We can follow up with you guys accordingly. You know, and just, you know, keep in mind that whatever questions you have, please feel free to type them in. I've been responding to you guys throughout, so that's really wonderful. But, you know, how cool is this? You guys see the recurring theme here. Property 1 is rented already. They put in $18,000 of rehab. Property 2, almost rented. They had somebody come in and drop off an application today. Should be rented pretty soon. Put in $16,000 worth of rehab. Property 3, already rented, tenant in place. It's really close to, you know, the Atlanta area, downtown. And then in property 4, it's rented. All of them have tenants in place, except one is pending getting a tenant in place. So that is really awesome to walk into a performing property rather than buying a property that's vacant. And I know you guys know that if you've invested before or had one of your properties go vacant. So keep that in mind. Go ahead, let me know which one you like, and we will definitely share with you as we go. Sorry to step in there, Cheryl. Back to you.
Oh, no, that was great. So, yeah, so our, you know, last slide here is steps to home ownership. And you talk with Tanya and get everything with her and let her know which ones you're interested in. You get connected with a mortgage lender, and then Tanya, as your advisor, will help you set up your criteria and the best pick of properties that meet your goals. And then when you choose which Atlanta property you're interested in or whichever, but Atlanta is the best, get connected with me, and we'll start doing the purchasing process.
Yep. Sounds good.
Yeah. And so.
All right. That is me. I am Tanya Lorimore. So if you guys have any questions, now's the time to throw them in there. I actually had one request from Lisa. Could you go back to that turnkey slide real quick?
Yeah. Turnkey.
There you go. All right, Lisa, there you go. So I I guess you just wanted to kind of see what the steps were of how they go about doing this. So they acquire it many different ways. They renovate them. They have an entire team that does this on a professional level all day, every day. They're not new to this. And so they absorb all the carrying costs. None of that you have to do during the downturn of trying to rehab a property. If you've ever tried to do that, it's a nightmare. Oh, my goodness. So many stories, you guys. I listen to those all day long. So, and then they come and buy with us, turnkey, headache-free, basically. So, yeah, they place the tenants. As you can see, all of them are pretty much rented, and they have an entire network of experts. We recommend them as property management team. They do a fabulous job. And you also have Cheryl as your point of contact. Again, I'm going to repeat, she's an investor herself. She's been doing this for 10 years. She loves it. So, you know, it's really great for one investor to talk to another experienced investor. So, you know, pick her brain, pick my brain. We're here for you. So there's that. Let me expand my questions box here. All right. So multi-unit. They haven't done multi-units. It's not really the market for multi-units. So Leonard, you and I can talk privately on the side about acquiring multi-units. Just like the market's different. So there's certain markets for certain things. So we'll kind of go over that. And as far as, you know, I'm going to get back to you. And I've answered a lot of other questions for other people. But if you could just go back to the end slide now, that would be good. And but yeah, let us know. Keep on putting in which property you found that you liked the most. And then this is my contact information. So go ahead, get your paper, pen out, take a picture with your cell phone. It's so crazy how we're so connected to electronics today, you know. So just go ahead, let us know, take a picture, save it forever, 1,000 words, right? So let me know what you like, and we're going to work with you until you get what it is you want. If the property that you like sold, that's okay. We'll get you another one with similar numbers. It just might not have the same white picket fence. But we do a similar product, and we'll get you into something that you like. But as soon as I end this webinar, I will be here to take phone calls until the phone stops ringing. It is first come, first serve. So I look forward to working with all of you. And, you know, Cheryl, thank you so much for your time. I know there's a 3-hour time difference, you guys. So how wonderful is that? When you talk to her, say thank you so much. She's wonderful. And, yeah, I'll be here, though, because it's only 7 o'clock my time, our time. So
wonderful.
Let me know.
Well, I appreciate it. So thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, you guys, have a wonderful evening, and we'll talk soon. Bye.
All right. Good night, all.